So imagine that you have a dream for so many years to relocate internationally and you finally do it and you're living your best life. And then out of nowhere, the world changes and a stream of your income goes poof. That has been my reality. And I want to share about how to navigate financial uncertainty as a digital nomad in this video. And so if you don't know me, my name is Nadia and this is She Builds Again. I was 35 years old when I moved from our home in Bermuda, a small island, to Bali, Indonesia, another small island on the other side of the world. And that was 3.5 years ago. And I moved with my family, my husband, our son, and we have since had another daughter here. And so we are a family of 4. And so I've had a business on my own for around 8 years. And I've always had employment. I've never dealt with unemployment. And because of that, I have thankfully never had a prolonged period of financial uncertainty. I would say thankfully entrepreneurship prepared me a little bit because it is so up and down. It's like a roller coaster. 1 month you're at $3,000, another month you're at $15,000, and then you're back again. And so because of that uncertainty, I definitely had some kind of resilience in me when it came to financial uncertainty. But this last year has been a whirlwind. It has definitely been something that has stretched me and challenged me and forced me to my knees and forced me to repent and to pray because I did not know. I was so not certain about anything in life anymore. And so I'm going to share about that journey with you today. I'm going to share about all the highs and lows that I've gone through, but more importantly, I'm going to share a few things that have been working for me in case you ever find yourself in a similar situation. And so, like I mentioned, my family and I relocated 3.5 years ago to Bali, Indonesia, and I was running my business from here. I was able to manage my client workload. I would log on to my computer for a few hours at night, and I would mostly do my work in the day, working at different co-working spots, working at different offices or cafes. And I felt like I had gotten into a good rhythm, and I felt like I was still providing the same quality of work. But life can change quickly. And I feel like the world is changing so quickly right now. The world is literally, I watch these episodes of A Diary with a CEO with Stephen Bartlett. And some of the guests, it's like, don't listen to it because it will terrify you. Because they talk about AI and they talk about how 99% of jobs are gonna be, redundant because of AI and AI is taking over. And that very well may be true, but it is so scary to think about it. And so that was basically what happened with me when ChatGPT started. I heard about it. A friend of mine was telling me how amazing it was. And even a journalist friend of mine was asking me like, hey, like, what does this mean for your industry in PR and communications? And at first I was like, oh, it's not going to impact me. And then I would say maybe even just 6 months later, I was like, it's definitely going to impact me because anyone that's used ChatGPT knows how fast, how well written, how, incredible some of these AI tools can be. And so something that would take me as a human 3 hours to write, to proofread, to edit, to go back and forth with the client can now take AI 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And also I charge per hour a consulting rate, whereas AI is mostly free, or if you have a plan, it could be like $20 a month or $50 a month. I don't even know the rates. But all that to say, when that happened, I didn't know what was next for my career. And thankfully, it didn't end overnight. Like my client workload didn't finish overnight. But I would say within a year, I had some notice and some signs that my client was pulling back from my contract. And so thankfully, I had that pre-warning. And then eventually my contract ended with my only real consistent client in June of last year. And I still do some freelancing with the newspaper I used to work for. I still do some magazine articles for their supplement. And so that has been a small income stream, but it's been nowhere near a full-time income stream. And so I have had to think, and I've had to pivot, and I've had to decide like what's next for me, what's next for my career. And I'm going to go through that in this video, and I'm just going to share a few things that have been working for me. And hopefully, if you are in a similar position, if you have relocated already and you have found yourself with less clients or fewer clients or jobless, then this is a video that I hope will be a resource or even just a word of encouragement and hope to you. So, one of the things that has helped me is, or one of the lessons that I've learned, I should say, is do not put all your financial eggs in one basket. And so that was my biggest error that I made, is after I had my second child, when I was pregnant with my second baby, I was not proactively looking for any more clients. I had one client. It was enough money that I was happy and content, and I could pay our bills and save and invest. And so because of that, I wasn't proactively looking for other clients. I had pretty much told other clients, like, I'm not able to do this right now, I'm sorry. Because anyone that's gone through pregnancy as well and know, like, your energy is just not the same, especially in like the first trimester. You're sick and you're tired, and even just like doing basic things is exhausting. And so for me, my priority was just to do a basic amount of work to take care of my son, who was having to deal with this new transition in becoming a brother, and to focus on the new baby, right? And to focus on my body and healing. And so don't put all your financial eggs in one basket. If you can, I had a difficult situation because of the pregnancy, but if you are not pregnant and you are in a position where you're still able to put in the effort and some, momentum in your career, then I would definitely say to keep looking before, and to have at least 2 clients. Like, my husband has 2 clients, and it's been a really great situation for him because, yes, sometimes it's very crazy busy, but for the most part, he has a little bit of a safety net, because if one client dips, he has the other client to fall back on. And so I definitely feel from my own story that having one is a recipe for disaster and could lead to you not having work at all. Okay, so that brings me to point number 2, which is trying new things and tapping into new skills. So that has literally been my reality over the last, I would say, 9 months, year or so. I've been trying new things. YouTube is me trying a new thing. Speaking to camera is something that is very foreign to me. It's something that used to make me very uncomfortable, something that I've never been a person that really shared my voice or shared my opinions, and to have it in a space where anyone can comment and say anything that's negative or judgmental or think badly about me despite knowing my heart or my intentions, that is maybe something that could scare a lot of people off from doing it. And it's something that would have scared me previously. And the reality is I'll still face those judgments, those criticisms, of course, but I believe that it's worth the risk, because on the flip side, I can also find the people that are part of my tribe, the people that want to relocate, the people that have big dreams, the women of faith that are really trying to believe that a bigger life is possible for them. And so that gets me so excited and is worth the risk. And so I would say definitely tap into the new skills that you have. Maybe you have skills that you had from the past, or when you were a child even, that you have not properly capitalized on. How can you shift? Because with AI, there are definitely some roles, some skills that are going to be made redundant. But what I'm seeing and the research that I've done, there are also ways that AI cannot replicate that human connection, right? Our humanity, our desire for a relationship with God. These are things that AI cannot fill for us, right? And so I'm trying to build a community that gets me so, so excited. And I can't wait to meet all of you and to have opportunities to connect online. Or if you're in Bali, I'd love to hear from you and connect with you and meet with you face to face and share our stories and laugh and eat good food. And so that's something that I'm leaning into, that community building and the skills that I have in the past that I never used, like coaching. I have had my world completely changed, transformed, made better through coaching. And I have done a certification twice. And I've never really put it to use. And so that is me literally deciding that I am going to see this as a sign and not a closed door. I'm going to see this as a pivot, a way for me to use my skills in a different way or tap into skills that I was maybe afraid to use before, and to actually start to help people that are also looking to transition and to move abroad. If you are one of those people, then I do offer coaching, and I do offer different resources that I'm planning to roll out this year that will help you in your journey. And so please follow along, please like and subscribe if you would be interested in any of those things. And so another thing that has definitely helped me in this kind of period of financial uncertainty, and my husband has been the breadwinner. Our needs are taken care of. I'm thankfully not in a position where I have financial desperation, thankfully. And like I said in a past video that I recorded, we did plan very strategically financially for this move overseas. But I would say that because things have been uncertain and because I haven't had all the answers, I really had to dig in and really cling to God in this season, because doing it without him was too scary. I had too much anxiety. I had too much fear. And the reality is none of us have control over the future, but we can rest assured that God is going to take care of us. He's going to provide for us. He cares for us. He loves us. He's done it for centuries and generations before us, and he's going to do it for us no matter what comes with AI, no matter what comes with the world that we're living in today, World War III, all of it. And so I'm putting all my faith in him. I'm surrendering that I have control over that part, because I do not. And it has brought peace, it's brought relief, it's allowed me to just keep taking steps forward without the anxiety, and just with a little bit more rest and peace in my heart, versus being desperate and scatterbrained and obsessed with whatever's next. And so I would say that that's been the blessing in it. I think that God does that all the time. He just brings us back to him, right? And if it's something that we have made an idol, like our skills, our position, our titles, our job, all of these things we can sometimes idolize, and we can have a false, inflated sense of confidence and narcissism a little bit. And I think it's just humbled me to remember that my provision comes from God, and that I'm trusting him. I'm trusting him no matter what happens. I'm trying to continue to grow my faith and strengthen my faith. And it is hard some days, but I am thankfully in a position where I am not destitute or starving. We have all of our needs taken care of, and I still live a very beautiful, comfortable life. And I think it honestly helps that I think about if I was in Bermuda and I had lost my big clients, like I would be in a very different position right now. I would be in a very different mental state right now, because I'm in a lower cost jurisdiction. I can still be generous. I can still tithe. I can still give to myself and take care of myself. And so that's the blessing of us having made the move, right? The financial pressure has been off for a while. And it just allows me to think about what my next move is, and to really get quiet and start to journal and start to spend time with God. I did that this morning. I have this little, it's actually supposed to be a wellness journal, but I don't really like to keep track of my water, my sleep, and all that stuff. So I just use the pages to write. And I write in shorthand. I don't know if you can see these little scribbles. They just look like hieroglyphics a little bit, but I learned something called T-line shorthand when I was a journalist back in Bermuda. So that's another skill that I acquired, but that I do not use anymore, but I still make use of it for fun, but I don't use it in interviews or anything. So yeah, it's fun. But what other skills are you going to tap into? What other passions or interests, or even just human-centered skills do you have that maybe are away from the career that you had, and maybe just force you to pivot in a new and maybe even better direction, right? And so I've always wanted to be a coach. I've wanted to be a coach for 10 years, because I trained for the first time in 2016. And so this is God's way of redirecting me, God's way of pointing me to the people that need to hear my message and need my support and accountability so that they can make their dreams come true. So that's it for this video. I hope these 3 tips were helpful. Again, don't put all your financial eggs in a basket. Number 2, try to tap into new skills and new interests, especially in the days of AI. And number 3, trusting God with providing for you. And that's a really hard one, that third one, but it's something that's really been calming my heart, stilling my anxiety, and allowing me to focus. And before I go, I'll just share that God's been so faithful this year. Like, I had no idea what my finances were going to look like this year because I have no consistent clients, but I've had a lot of different freelance opportunities come up with freelance writing for different magazines back home. I've had a corporate communications project that came up, and so I'm helping out for 2 months, which is enough money saved for my spending money for the rest of the year. And also I have another freelance project that came up with the government back home. And so God's been opening these doors. I haven't actively pursued any of those things. Actually, one of them I sent an email about, but I wasn't sure. And God's definitely opened those doors. And I'm so, so grateful because it is teaching me that He is trustworthy and that He has a plan and purpose for my life, for my year, for my finances, and all of it. So let me know in the comments if you liked this video, if you have any questions about this year, or if you're in a similar season where maybe AI made your role redundant, or maybe you're just in a pivot financially, or you've lost a client, whatever the case may be. Tell me what's been working for you. I'd love to hear, and we're in this together. And so I will see you in another video. And also, before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm trying to grow this channel. That's really the desire of my heart, to connect with more of you and to just figure out more and do better with this YouTube thing. So thank you so much for following along this journey with me, and I will see you in another video.